Hello, I'm Cesar Cerrudo. I'm presenting today crypto cybersecurity challenges on DeFi. So let's start with what's DeFi. So DeFi is short for decentralized finance, which means that on blockchain you can access financial service similar to traditional financial services on a decentralized way. That means that it not depends on a central authority, and also you keep custody of your cryptocurrency all the time. So with DeFi, you can implement decentralized exchanges where you can exchange one cryptocurrency for another. You can do lending and borrowing. You can get stable coins, etc. This is all possible because of smart contracts. Smart contracts that are, we'll see later, are basically computer code that is in charge of implementing all these DeFi solutions. The most popular blockchain technology for DeFi right now is Ethereum, but there are other technologies that are getting popular, starting to see some adoption. Right now, there are billions of dollars locked on DeFi solutions, because when you interact with DeFi, your cryptocurrencies are temporarily locked, so you get custody all the time, and you can unlock them when certain conditions are met, certain rules. But right now, it's very, very popular and still growing in popularity, and there are many million dollars locked. So, like I said, DeFi works with smart contracts. What are smart contracts? Like I said, computer code that runs on a blockchain. So think about a piece of code that is like a computer code, like a cell phone application, but in this case, it's software that will run on blockchain. It gets some inputs, it gets some external information, so it has some rules based on how it's programmed. It performs certain actions and provide a result. So it's automatically executed, and it's not possible to change it, to edit it. Once in the blockchain, it can't be altered. But there are new technologies that allow smart contract to be updated. Basically, what you do is like the smart contract is a specific address on the blockchain, and then when you want to update it, you generate a new smart contract, and the old one is not valid anymore. This is public code because it's on the blockchain, so anyone can take a look at smart contracts, see how they work, and play with them. So this allows people to, if you want to understand what's going on, how it works, what it does, just go and take a look at the code. And you can even interact with it, of course. And also, something important, smart contracts are Oracle. Oracle are external source of information that allow smart contract to take decision. For instance, if you have a smart contract for a centralized exchange, it needs to get access to prices of the different cryptocurrencies. In order to do that, the smart contract will take it from our Oracle that will provide the pricing for some cryptocurrency, or it could be any other data, depending on the smart contract. But these are external source of information where the smart contract get the information from. So what are the common security problems? Because they are computer code, so one of the common problems are coding errors, right? So people make mistakes, they don't do proper validation, they will have a logic error, business errors, different kind of coding errors that, as we see later, they can be exploited in order to steal cryptocurrencies. Another common security problem is the private key compromise. On cryptocurrency, on blockchain, the private keys allow you to perform the transactions, to sign the transaction, to transfer your coin, to interact with the smart contract, and also to publish the smart contract. You need private keys. So if the keys are compromised, then all the cryptocurrencies that depends are related with a private key or smart contract can be compromised too. So these are some of the most common problems on smart contracts. In order to give you a visual overview of how a smart contract works and also what could be some possible hacks, let's see this very simple example where we have Bob and Alex. There is a smart contract in place that says that when Alice gets the cryptocurrency payment in her wallet, he will transfer the property to Bob. In this case, it's a house, but it could be anything, any property, digital or material. And all this is code in a smart contract. So this smart contract will monitor Alice's wallet address. Once the smart contract detects that the money already arrived to the wallet, the smart contract will transfer ownership of the property to Bob. So here is a little animation. So money, cryptocurrency arrives, smart contract detected, and transferred the ownership to Bob. But what happens if Bob knows that the smart contract have a security issue and he also knows how to exploit it? He could make, for instance, make the smart contract believe that the money arrived, but the money didn't really arrive. It's just a hack. And then the smart contract, because it thinks the money is already there in Alice's wallet, it will transfer the ownership. So we can see here in the animation. So the smart contract believes the money is there, but it's not. It's just a hack from Bob. But the smart contract is automatically executed and transferred the ownership to Bob. So Bob ends up with the ownership of, in this case, a house, but Alice ends up with anything. In another case, we still have Bob and Alice, but we have a third party, a hacker, a bad one, that knows the smart contract have a vulnerability, a problem, so he can exploit it in order to get the house property. So in this case, Bob will transfer the money to Alice. Smart contract will detect that, but because the hacker hacked the smart contract, so it makes the smart contract to send the property to him and not to Bob. In this case, the hacker can walk away with the property and Bob doesn't have anything and lost the money because it was transferred to Alice. So this is a very easy way to visualize how smart contract works and what could be some possible hacks. And right now, there are $1.5 billion approximately of lost funds so far on DeFi technology. And this is information from cryptosec.info, where they have a compilation of all the hacks from years ago. Right now, it's a lot of money that have been lost because of hacks on DeFi solutions. Right now, we have 72 DeFi exploits mostly on the Ethereum network, also on Binance Smart Chain, which is a clone of Ethereum network, and then a few ones on Avalanche and Polygon networks. But you can see there is a lot of money that being lost. There's a lot of exploit on DeFi projects. So this is not something that is not something that you say, okay, there are security problems, but who cares? No, there are security problems and there are a lot of money being lost. So let's see some of the attacks on DeFi. So one of the DeFi functionality are flash loans, where are flash loans? Are loans that you can get money, in this case cryptocurrency, without any collateral. That means that you don't have to lock any other cryptocurrency in order to get the loan. So you can get a flash loan, no collateral, but the point is that you have to return it in the same transaction. So when you interact with the DeFi smart contract, you get the loan and you can perform other actions, but return the loan in the same transaction. If you don't do that, everything is rolled back. So these flash loan attacks usually involve a hacker identifying vulnerable smart contract in a DeFi solution. So he will make a huge loan, a lot of money in cryptocurrency, and use that money to put it in another smart contract where he can influence the pricing of, for instance, in a decentralized exchange or other DeFi solution. That will make that the price of in a pair of cryptocurrency can go up or down. And the hacker will exploit that in order to acquire cryptocurrency for very cheap. So after he acquired the cryptocurrency very cheap, because he used a lot of money that he got from the loan and influenced the pricing, then he can return the money and he walk away with cryptocurrency he could walk very cheap because he used the loan to influence the pricing. These are some of the attacks that are related with flash loans. Then we have re-entrancy attacks. This is related with the way some smart contract works, where one smart contract function can call another function from another contract. And this external contract call, can call back the calling contract. And this can cause problems because when the called contract function call back again the calling contract, it can destabilize the state of the calling contract. For instance, let's say that you have a function that you can, in a small contract, you can call to extract cryptocurrency. And after you extract the cryptocurrency, of course, your balance has to be adjusted by subtracting the amount of cryptocurrency you are extracting. So let's say that when you are extracting that smart contract will call an external function in another contract, and this function will call back again to draw money. And when they call back, the balance hasn't been updated yet because it's after, in the code is after the extraction. So this external contract can call back again to withdraw money, and the balance isn't updated. And this can call be again and again and again. And so you can, by exploiting this, you can withdraw a lot of cryptocurrency, and then at the end, the balance will be updated because you are altering the state of the calling contract. This seems a little bit complex to understand, but it's basically how you transfer the control to another contract function, and then it can call back, so it will alter the state. And that means many variables won't be updated or will be updated later, and this can be exploited to get cryptocurrency, to steal cryptocurrency. Another kind of attack is Oracle manipulation. Like I say, Oracle are like external entities where smart contract can get information from. So the smart contract will take decisions, actions based on that information. So if you can manipulate, if you can hack an Oracle, then you can influence how the smart contract take decisions. And based on that, you could steal cryptocurrency by influencing the smart contract with fake information from the Oracle, for instance. Then another popular attack is called rug pull, which is basically a scam where people they say, okay, we have this cool project, this cool DeFi project that we run in Ethereum or another hot blockchain technology. So we are raising money, we are locking the cryptocurrency, and we pay a lot of interest, and people can make a lot of money with this. So basically, people lock the cryptocurrency in the smart contract, and the guys that are running the project then just walk away with everything, and people get without anything. This is very common, and it's basically a scam where people is convinced to put their money in a smart contract, and then the owners of the smart contract, because the smart contract can be accessed by the creator because they have the private key, so they could modify it or they can access to some other functionality. So after people put the money, and if enough money, they can walk away with all the cryptocurrency from the people. Another common attack is related with private key compromise. Because once you compromise the key, then you can access the smart contract in different ways. For instance, like I said at the beginning, you could update the smart contract and change it to, for instance, to send the cryptocurrency to another wallet, another place, and steal the cryptocurrency. Or you can access some specific functionality that is restricted for only if you have the private key, for instance. So why this all these hacks and attacks happen? What are the problems? Well, the problems are related because smart contracts are very complex. So this is new technology that is being improved, and also new functionality is being added all the time, and also new blockchain technologies are coming up very often. So this makes smart contracts very complex. You have many lines of code. You have also sometimes blockchain, cross-blockchain functionality where you have the smart contract running in a blockchain that will call another blockchain and interact with it. So you have many cryptocurrency protocols, etc. That makes very complex smart contracts. So when the developers code the smart contract, they have to have a very clear understanding of what they are coding, what are the technology, the related technology. And it's difficult because, like I said, you have new technology coming up all the time, new functionality, and also people want to release code fast, which is this point, right? There is clear incentive where DeFi projects want to be released to get money fast, because the faster you release the code, the DeFi solution, the faster you will be able to get money from people. And then, of course, if it is a good project, not a scam, also you have competition with other solutions. So you want to get your DeFi functionality project out and get money for people and produce the income based on that. Some of the DeFi projects are similar with the ICOs in the past. Maybe you remember, 3 years ago, ICOs were very popular, where people think about, some solution, some functionality, and they will create a token, a cryptocurrency, and they will do a lot of marketing, get money from people, promote something, and also this was done very fast, right? With just a marketing campaign, get money from people, release the code or what solution. Usually you get a lot of security problem with ICOs in the past, a lot of scams. And it's similar now. You have a lot of DeFi projects coming up. Most of them don't have very good security. It's just going to release fast and get money. Of course, very few projects has SDL program in place, so they just program the smart contract. Sometimes they will have incremental audit, so they are adding functionality, audit it, then add more functionality, audit it again. But sometimes they will just audit it and release it after doing some changes, which is not good. And very few projects has good security practices in place, right? And another huge problem, I would say, is that the development team behind the DeFi solution, behind the smart contract, they have the keys, they have the private key. So basically, when you are dealing with a DeFi project, you're trusting your money to the developers, to the person having the keys, because they are the ones that can access specific functionality or, like I say, update the smart contract. So there have been cases where some teams some members of the team get angry with each other and they just steal the money or they do something bad. So this is something that is a big problem, because you are trusting people with the keys to do dangerous things sometimes. And on top of the problems, you have a lot of bad practices by people behind the DeFi project because, like I said, you want to release code fast and then get money from people. There is a strong incentive for that. And I forgot to mention that people are not very conscious about the danger of putting money on DeFi project. Or maybe they are conscious, but they don't really care. They're basically throwing money to all new DeFi project without caring about who is behind, if it is something trusted or not. Now, people just throw the money to the DeFi project, and that's a wrong incentive, right? Because the people behind the DeFi project, they know that people don't care about anything, so they will just, if the project is attractive, people will just throw the money. And this also incentive very bad practices like fake security audits. Sometimes most trusted DeFi projects, they will do security audits. They will, once the code is ready, they will make a security audit, and then they will fix the problems and they will publish the result of the security audit. That is in order to make people trust that they do the things in a good way, they care about security. But other DeFi project just will build a fake security audit saying, okay, we found this and this, it was fixed and that's it. Or they will say, no, we didn't find anything and it was everything perfect. Fake security audit, so people is cheated believing that the DeFi project is safe, but it is not. Another bad practice is that some project will audit version 1, but then after the version 1 is audited and the problems are fixed, they will add some functionality, sometimes minor functionality, sometimes more functionality. But the new version with more functionality is never audited. So they have the report, they audit from the version 1, but not for the version that is finally released. So this is not good. Another bad practice is that they will do audits. Maybe we'll hire one company, then we have another company or some guys that work on security. And once they get the nicer report, being the report with the less vulnerabilities, or maybe they find a company of a guy that can say that they didn't find anything, but maybe they find something, and then they get fixed, but then they will just change the report to make it look nicer. And another, this is maybe not a bad practice, but it could be bad incentive, is that sometimes they will pay the auditor, the companies or the guys auditing the smart contract DeFi project with tokens. So this is because it's not real money, and sometimes the tokens depends on the DeFi project, how popular or how well it performs. Then there could be a conflict of interest with this, right? Because paying with tokens, so the company are doing that, they get the tokens, they want the token get more value. So it could be some conflict of interest. So it's not a good, it couldn't be a good practice if done in an improper way. So what are the possible solutions to avoid all these problems and improve the practices? Of course, first is don't be greedy, because like I said, people just throwing money to DeFi project. The guys behind the DeFi projects, they know about this, so they are being greedy. They just want to push the project out and don't care about cybersecurity, or they will just, if they get hacked, they don't lose anything because it's money it's not from them, it's from the people trusting them. So there is a lot of greed right now. People shouldn't be so greedy, and also think about the people that are putting the money in those projects. And of course, this is a very basic recommendation. You have to invest on cybersecurity from day one. You don't have to wait after the project is in a late stage. You have to start from day one, implement the SDL, proper cybersecurity practices, and make sure your project is secure. Like I said, SDL implemented. This is for some projects that are more mature. Usually the the projects that have good funding from trusted and well-known VCs or companies, they are more mature about cybersecurity. They care more, so they implement SDR, they do proper audits. But many other DeFi projects, they just don't care about security, or maybe they don't know about the importance of cybersecurity, so they just produce the solution and they will care later. And finally, it's very important to audit everything before any release, and not, like I said before, that you audit version 1, but then version 1.1 is not updated, or there are changes that are not updated. But it's also important to audit all the ecosystems, all the infrastructure, because one thing is the smart contract or smart contracts on the DeFi project, but then you have a lot of interaction with other blockchains. You have the infrastructure, you have a big technology stack, and everything should be audited, not just the smart contract isolated. You should audit everything that participates in the DeFi project. In that way, you can guarantee that we have a high level of cybersecurity. Okay, that's it. I hope you like it. It was kind of a short presentation. Just wanted to give a good overview of DeFi and the problems and possible solutions. So if you have any questions or whatever, you can send me an email and we'll be glad to answer them. Thank you. Goodbye.